For further insight now into the situation in China, we are joined on set by Edouard Cukierman, chairman of Cukierman Investment House. Thank you very much for being with us today.
Hello.
Well, how serious is this sell-off?
I think we have seen in the 2015 years that there is a lot of volatility on the stock exchange. There is a high level of speculation, and I don't think that this 7% drop in one day is giving an indication about the future of the stock exchange. I think that the fundamentals for 2016 are still good. We see that in 2016 there was a slight increase of the stock exchange despite the drop that we had a few months ago. So overall there are challenges that China is facing, a lot of challenges due to the economic situation, the fact that there is an oversupply and the China economy has to move from a country that was focused on production, and now they have to reinvent themselves to be more innovative, to face problems like the pollution and other issues, but overall still a growing economy with a very huge potential for the future growth.
All right. Well, you are an optimist, at least when it comes to China here. Yeah. Let's talk about this stock plunge that you mentioned here that we saw in the summer back in August, and then we did see the authorities there, Beijing, really ramp up some measures to prop up their economy. Do you expect any kind of big reaction coming from Beijing as a result today?
I mean, they had some reaction in the past, and the government can, as they did it today, stop the trading. And I think that this is a measure that maybe calm down the speculative mode of this market. I think that eventually the people will look at the fundamentals. The growth is still there. You see that it's true that the price are pretty high. If you look at the P, the price-earning ratio in China are much higher than any Western economy. But the reason for that is that there is a huge potential growth. For the, we speak about also 1.5 billion people. Many of the people in China are moving from to Western standards, and that's why there is such a demand on the growth. The country has to, is not anymore focused on just being the producer of the world with low prices, but there are a lot of opportunity to grow in light of the services that the market needs. They just invested in the last year $200 billion just in cellular and mobile operation. So there is so many opportunities in the sector of healthcare, in the telecom sector, services like environmental issues. So I think that the economy will grow just because of the internal demand, less because of the support of the government, but because of the internal demand.
So there's a genuine opportunity here, you're saying, for the economy to evolve, reach another level away from manufacturing, more to more innovation. Yeah. Just real quick, though, we are seeing a lot of the major bourses tanking, something that we don't usually see, almost all of them all going down here on this news. What can we expect in the weeks to come?
I mean, I think that the economy in China has been showing its ability to react when there was a crisis. We saw that when there was a sharp drop of 30%. We speak about a drop of 7%, but don't forget that the indexes of 2016 have increased. The growth of the economy will be above 6% this year. So when you look at the big players in the telecom sector, in the healthcare sector, they still see substantial growth for the future if they look only at the internal market, not mentioning the potential for these Chinese companies to grow internationally.
Well, let's shift gears to another topic. Your investment house does a lot of work with China. Tell us about that.
And we have 15 people in Shanghai. We have done a joint venture with Yafo Capital, and we are now growing more and more the cross-border transaction between Israel and China. There have been $10 billion invested by Chinese companies in Israel, and this number is $10 billion in 4 years.
That's like 10 ways.
Yes, and in the past, the Americans were the most active players buying Israeli companies. In the last 4 years, you see this new trend where there is more Chinese investors coming to Israel than American investors coming here. So we are very active in this cross-border transaction between China and Israel. We see that also in the private equity fund Catalyst we established. We have the vast majority of our LPs. We've raised $200 million just at the end of the last year.
So which sectors are they the most interested in when it comes to Israeli innovation?
So they are interested in the healthcare sector, the life science, whether it's biotech or medtech. They are looking also at the environmental technologies because there is a need for them to face challenges which relates to the scarcity of water, the problem of pollution. So those are the two main sectors that they are looking at.
Well, thank you very much for bringing this to our attention today on this very important trading day. Very much appreciate it.
Thank you.